Hello, and welcome to our session, the preliminary results of the 2021 NDSA Fixity Survey. The NDSA published the results of a Fixity survey in 2017 with the intention of rerunning the survey at some point as the NDSA membership values the results of longitudinal studies. A call for participation in to form a new working group was made in March of 2021, and the new working group was formed. This 9-member group began meeting in mid-April with the goal to finish the final report by the end of the calendar year. Survey goals. The 2021 survey sought to document information from 4 main areas in which organizations make choices around fixity practice, including what types of fixity information do organizations use, and at what point do they have it? What factors trigger a fixity verification, such as collection size, an event, different schedules, or collection types? How does cloud storage impact fixity practices? And how do organizations respond to fixity verification failures? In addition, general demographic information would also be requested of respondents. Survey work. In addition to working around the survey goals, the group took the time to review the 2017 survey questions and the analysis and suggestions from the 2017 report. We wanted to keep as many of the questions the same to assist with comparisons over time. However, some of the questions were reworded for clarification. The 2021 survey group also added additional questions to capture more information in certain areas to gain a better understanding of responses. In addition, a new section about fixity failures was added. The 2017 working group hoped to include or create follow-up case studies, but was unable to. The 2021 group will be including case studies in the report that document details about how participants manage their fixity practices. Survey participants. We received 116 completed survey responses from 12 countries, with the majority being from the United States. With 72 or 62%, followed by almost 10% or 23 respondents being from the United Kingdom, with 1 respondent each from Austria, Denmark, Finland, Germany, Ireland, the Netherlands, New Zealand, and Singapore. Our hope was to reach a wide international audience, but the survey was only available in English, which limits the accessibility for international audience. The majority of the respondents, about 48%, were from academic libraries or archives, and another 20% were from government entities. This is very similar to the respondents of the 2017 survey. And the survey itself was open for a month, from May 18th to June 20th, 2021. Data amounts. This graph shows the amount of content respondents are managing. The darker color represents 2021 results, and the lighter color is the results from 2017. Not surprisingly, the amount of content went up in general. This was one of the questions for which we expanded the selection options based on the responses to the 2017 survey. For a general comparison, the highest amount in 2017 was 40 petabytes, and the highest amount in 2021 was 50 petabytes. Looking at this graph, the largest concentration ranges between 1 and 500 terabytes of content in 2021. Types of fixity. In 2017, the survey made an assumption that fixity referred to checksums or hashes. Knowing that there are other ways to manage fixity practices, the survey in 2021 added a question asking what types of fixity practices were used. Participants could select multiple answers. Perhaps not surprisingly, checksums or hashes was the most often selected choice with 110 respondents, but the chart shows how other methods are also being used. File names were selected by 71 respondents, and file counts and file sizes were both selected by 53 respondents. 12 respondents picked other. In reviewing the other responses, many of these could be considered checksums or hashes, but others mentioned using file extensions, digital signatures, and file durations as types of fixity methods. Why is fixity used or run? Another question asked was, what are the reasons your institution uses fixity information? 8 options were provided, and respondents were asked to rank them as extremely important, moderately important, somewhat important, or not important. The darkest color on the graph is the extremely important, and the lightest color is not important. The most important reasons for using Fixity from the survey are to determine if the data has been corrupted or altered over time, and to determine if the data has been corrupted or altered during transmission. The least important reason Fixity is used is to permit an update to a portion of a content file while proving that the other portions remain unchanged. Example, using split video files. A side-by-side comparison can't be done with the 2017 data with this, as the scales changed. However, the most important and least important reasons were the same in both years. To learn more about when and how Fixity practices were being used, a question was asked to see if respondents employed different Fixity practices for different types of content or storage media. The 111 responses were fairly evenly split, with 51% saying no and 49% saying yes. For those 54 respondents who said yes, they were asked what factors determine those different practices and were able to choose all that applied. Storage media was the most common result with 29 responses, and content value being the least common with 9 responses. The type of content, file format, and collection were also fairly common reasons, ranging between 20 and 14 responses each. However, 22 respondents selected other and provided details about the other reasons they may employ different types of Fixity practices. Some of these discussed issues around storage location, particularly cost and feasibility considerations around cloud storage, the software or system where the content is managed, and when collections are separated by format. And this question was not asked in 2017. Fixity verification frequency. A question was asked about how often Fixity was being verified. The question in 2017 had a lot of responses for other, which were used to update the frequency options in the 2021 survey. Because of this, we added in weekly/biweekly, continuously, and not at regular intervals. Even when adding these, 20 out of 112 respondents used the other field, but mostly to provide more details about their practices, future plans, and overall situation. It is interesting to point out that the most common responses in 2021 are both continuously and not at regular intervals. Factors for Fixity check frequency. In terms of the factors that come into play for determining Fixity check frequency, the survey provided 10 factors to rank. The 2 factors that were most often considered extremely important were available staff with 46 respondents, and the number and size of files or objects that require Fixity checks with 39 respondents. By contrast, the factors that were considered least important, the ones with the highest number of not important selected, were regular checks done at the block level via a system with 52 respondents, and terms of access by service providers with 46 respondents. Fixity in the cloud. Another section asked questions about the use of Fixity to those who use cloud services. The questions around cloud storage first asked if people were using cloud services. 52 out of 112 respondents said yes, and 60 said no. The 52 who said yes were then asked additional questions about Fixity and cloud services. In response to both, can you run your own Fixity against cloud vendor services, and do you receive Fixity information from the cloud service vendor, were pretty evenly split between the yes and no answers. It is interesting to note that 20 responded that they use the provided Fixity information, but only 15 record that Fixity information that is provided to them by the cloud storage vendor. Fixity failures. This is a new section in the 2021 survey, and the idea was to explore how often people see Fixity failures, how those Fixity failures were handled, and which actions have been taken to address Fixity failures. 73% of respondents, or 82 out of 112, had Fixity failures at least once, while 27% or 30 have not knowingly experienced a fixity failure. In general, the more content being preserved, the higher chance of finding fixity errors. More review work must be done to be able to compare the data from those who never found fixity errors in relation to the size of the collection and the frequency of the checking. Types of fixity failures. The survey tried to capture information on how or why fixity failed. Failures may be due to interrupted network transfers, having extra files or having missing files, a corrupted byte stream, and the file reference lost, meaning something like the byte stream fixity is maintained by a file name and the file name has changed. The darkest bar on the left represents the highest frequency of the event, and moving left to right, the frequency of the event moves from more frequent to less frequent, with the lightest color bar and the bar on the right representing that it never occurs. The most common type of fixity failure is an interrupted network transfer, with 12 responding frequently, 20 infrequently, 19 rarely, and 16 never. The other types of fixity failures have a much higher never and rarely option selected and much lower frequently and infrequently options selected. To learn more about events and failure events and reasons for which fixity failure can occur, we collected responses, many that echoed technical issues such as errors cropping up during network transfers, fixity errors when writing files to new storage system, or when the checking process itself fails. Other responses stated were things like, the Mac OS temp files, such as the ambiguous DS store files, are a constant source of aggravation. We are ingesting 10 terabytes of data a day, so fixity failures are commonplace and expected, and we built in robust remediation strategies. Another responded, we had a storage vendor migrate our data from disk to tape and noticed performance issues. When we requested that the files be migrated back to disk, a hardware bug corrupted 10% of them. And yet another stated, we used to use storage that was case insensitive. Switching to S3 protocols requires case sensitivity. So it is important that the paths to the files are correctly recorded in your databases or XML files. The differences between the 2017 and 2021 survey. At the time of this recording, we are in the process of analyzing the results and making comparisons with the 2017 data. As we are not able to provide as many details about the results at this time, this slide shares many of the differences between the 2017 and 2021 survey. While we aim to keep the surveys as similar as possible, we made an initial change at the beginning of the survey by not assuming fixity equaled checksums and asked what types are used. We also added a few new questions to capture more detailed information, such as what types of fixity information do you employ? Do you employ different types of fixity practices for different types of content or storage media? And what type of factors influence your decision to use different types of fixity practices? As the survey hoped to capture international perspectives, a question was asked about the organization's country of origin, which was not captured in the previous survey, even though it went out to an international audience. And the most significant change was the adding of a new section around fixity failures. To wrap up, we are currently drafting the report and it should be out soon, if not by the time you are watching this. The report will not only include the results of the survey, but also an analysis and case studies from respondents providing more detail about their fixity practices. We would like to thank everyone who participated in the survey, and we are grateful for the responses and the data to build a more accurate and better understanding of current practices from the respondents. I would also like to thank the Fixity Survey Working Group. The group worked very hard and was able to do all of this work in about 8 months. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact the group at the Fixity listserv address listed on the slide. And thank you very much.